we're going to go back to the 90s.
Okay.
And
Back in time.
That's when Apple rolled out its first iMacs. Do you remember them? They look like those colored bubbles.
That was the first one?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I thought that was like a couple generations down.
No, the first one. Okay, and then when they started shipping those iMacs, they were finding that they were having incredible problems with static electricity.
Okay.
And so they came up with an innovative packaging insert to get rid of the static electricity. So, trivia question. Was it ground up seashells, crushed pistachio shells, shredded recycled jeans, or mashed potatoes? Now, don't give your answer. I want you to be thinking about it because this is a tough one.
It's not mashed potatoes.
It's a tough one. Because before we give the answer, I want to welcome everybody to the current podcast. Because after all, I'm Kim Komando, and in case you're wondering, this is not the Kim Komando Show. The Kim Komando Show is on over 425 top stations, coast to coast. But this is the current podcast. And why is it current? Why is it called the current? Because of the current newsletter. That's right. Andrew, you need to stop yawning.
I can't.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
I'm not even tired.
I'm going to light a fire under your butt. I mean, if we're doing a podcast and you're yawning as one of the hosts, I mean, come on. What do you expect for the people who are listening?
The camera was off of me, and I was like, I think I can sneak one out right now. And I didn't
no.
sneak it at all.
The current podcast is part of the current newsletter. And the current newsletter was delivered this morning, by the way, to 664,000 people.
Nice.
Nice.
And if you are listening on the current podcast, just the audio form, we do video as well. Not only can you hear me yawn off camera, you can see me yawn off camera. Just go over to YouTube, youtube.com/Kim Komando. No, it's Commando. Which one is it?
Kim Komando.
Oh, I forgot. I'm so tired. I didn't even know I was so tired.
YouTube.com/Kim Komando.
That's it. And subscribe. You'll get the little bell notification every time we go live, every time we drop a new video, a new reel. So go subscribe. It helps out the algorithm. Keeps people. We're over 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, we're like 110,000.
Yeah, this isn't small potatoes.
No.
It's not mashed potatoes that they're shipping Apple Macs in either.
Well, that's one of the answers. But before we talk about contest.
Oh, go ahead.
Pay It Forward Challenge.
Is that almost over?
A couple more weeks.
Okay.
$500 for you and $500 for your favorite charity, friend, who whatever may be. You want to go to winfromkim.com to enter. Winfromkim.com. 500 buckaroos, baby.
Easy money.
Okay. All right. So they used this bizarre material in the packaging of the iMacs. Again, was it ground up seashells, crushed pistachio shells, shredded recycled jeans, or mashed potatoes?
I'm going to go with shredded recycled jeans. For no reason. Because they're all ridiculous. And whoever came up with it, they were sitting there and going, oh my God, we got to use seashells. It's just a weirdo.
They work for Apple.
A weirdo.
Okay, think outside the box. Okay, your final answer is recycled jeans.
Correct.
Okay.
Dang.
Mashed potatoes.
Was it mashed potatoes?
Yes. The original packaging used starch-based foam derived from actual mashed potatoes to prevent static electricity.
I wonder how they figured that out, that potatoes would prevent the static electricity.
No idea.
That's it. Could you open up the packaging,
You
pour
could
it
eat
in
it.
some hot water
Yes,
and
you could
eat
eat
it?
it. You could eat it. You could
That's
eat it.
smart. Edible packaging. You send me the thing, then I'll send it over, with some starving nation, and they can munch on mashed potatoes.
And speaking of three potatoes, we're standing on a corner.
Were they?
Yes. One was a hooker. It was the one saying, Idaho.
So dumb. At least you didn't try to do some smooth transition. Like, I was talking to a friend, and it has three potatoes.
Oh, we were that show Below Deck. And they wanted me to do the show.
Right, yeah, we talked about that.
And I'll never...
You had to pay, which I found
Which
ridiculous.
is crazy. It's like $50,000, $75,000.
Right.
I'm like, no. Okay, it's supposed to go the other way around.
You pay me to be on your show.
But I will never forget when my friend Peter, and we were all in the Zoom call, and they said to the gentleman, what do you wear? Boxers or a Speedo? Swimming trunks or a Speedo when you go in the ocean?
Okay.
What do you wear?
Swimming trunks.
Peter says, I wear a Speedo with a potato in the front.
All right. He wants to show off.
All right, here are some things that are happening inside the tech world. And this one's really interesting to me. According to the Wall Street Journal, there's a guy by the name of Michael Carturan. He's 42 years old. He's an entrepreneur, and he has $30 million in cryptocurrency.
Cool.
He started to get solicited for a business deal. And so he's in New York City. He's from Italy. And he shows up at a swanky Soho hotel.
Is this to have
Townhouse.
meet about the
To be
business
about the
proposal?
Business. Yes. Once he got there, he was ambushed, beaten, and held hostage for 25 days.
Oh my gosh.
Why? They wanted him to unlock his Bitcoin wallet and force him to give them the $30 million. It's terrifying. He escaped barefoot on the street, flagged down a New York City officer, told him what happened. And by the way, they also had a chainsaw.
So they were threatening, obviously.
Yes.
They're going to cut off a limb.
So I think they found both of them now. One of them is a former CEO of a crypto firm.
Oh, really? So that's how probably how he knew the wallet was the size it was.
In Connecticut, a couple's driving down the street in a Lamborghini. They get pushed off the road. 6 men ambush the car and kidnap the couple. And initially, they said, well, they thought they were getting like ambushed because somebody would steal the car. I mean, we're talking about a $350,000 car. No, once they had the couple, they were trying to get them to call their son so that the son would transfer all of his cryptocurrency into their wallet.
Did they know that the son had a ton of money?
Exactly.
Wow.
In Houston, a crypto influencer gets on Instagram talking about all this money she's making on cryptocurrency. In the middle of the night, a couple of guys come into her house and they don't want cash, they don't want jewelry, they want her laptop. And are trying to force her to sign in to her crypto account to transfer all the money.
Are they targeting these people because once the crypto is transferred,
it's gone.
It's not insured, it's not protected, it's less trackable, and it's gone.
It's gone. It's totally gone. And so these crimes are occurring more and more often. And I just want to make it clear, I don't own any Bitcoin.
Okay? She doesn't.
I don't. I own a little bit of Ethereum, and you don't even want it.
Right. If you want it, she'll just send it to you.
Give it to you. But so if you do have crypto, you really shouldn't be talking about it.
No, obviously not. Well, really, should you be touting your wealth at all? I mean, if you don't have tons, but a lot of people who do that, Jeff Bezos is surrounded by security at all times.
That's true.
He's protected 24 hours a day. Don't go on TikTok if you're some lady that lives in Dallas in an apartment all by yourself.
To say, here I am.
Right.
In Houston, by the way.
Sorry.
I mean, same. At least I'm happy that you got the state right.
It's true.
Idaho.
Out of 1 out of 50 shot.
Let's see. People are going to ChatGPT. I don't know if you've heard about this. And they're uploading a picture. And they're saying, tell me what's wrong with me health-wise.
Yes, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
No, health-wise.
Yeah, on the radio show.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we had that guest on. Where that was about plastic surgery.
Yes.
Where she looked at ChatGPT and said, what plastic surgery do I need?
No, this is where they're saying, what can you tell from looking at a picture of me regarding my health?
Well, you're falling right into ChatGPT's hands. They want you to do that.
And so people are all over X saying, like, where Chad is saying, like, well, your bilirubin's a little low, your lips look a little dry, your eyes look like that something could be going on with your kidneys.
I guarantee you this was started by some influencer who is paid by some medical company or ChatGPT itself to go out there, push this, make it go viral so thousands of people do it.
Oh.
So they collect the data.
For sure.
This isn't organic at all.
Would you do it?
I don't care. Sure. I did it when we were talking to that guest if I needed any plastic surgery.
That's true, you did.
I took the picture and it said, no, I don't, that I look youthful. Why are you laughing?
And bald.
Well, we talked about face. It didn't say anything. No, it did. After I said, "Are you sure?" Kind of like prodded it along. It's like, well, maybe you could use some transplants.
Maybe you could use that, but otherwise, you're a good-looking guy. Well, but that's all because it's programmed to tell you that you're good-looking.
Well, that was that update, what, 4 or 5 months ago.
Yes.
It just tells us we're the most glorious thing on the planet Earth.
It does that to me still. It's like, oh, Kim, you're such a great writer.
I'm coming to you to rewrite this for me. Can't be that great.
Thank you. Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference is happening in a few weeks. I think we should say it the big way, like the Worldwide the WWDC.
This is the one you love to watch all the fanboys in the audience go crazy, screaming at every single product that they release.
It has a home button.
Exactly, yes.
It has. I know when they said like they got rid of the headphone jack. Oh, and everybody, all the tech bloggers on the internet, they got rid of the headphone jack. Oh my gosh.
What am I supposed to do with all my headphones? Oh, I guess I'm going to have to buy new ones or dongles. I'm going to have to buy a dongle.
So there was a guy by the name of Johnny Ive. Do you know who he is?
The poker player?
No. He's the guy who really designed the first iPhone.
Okay.
And he's known for designing Apple products. And
still to this day?
No. Because he went off and did his own gig. And he did a deal with OpenAI.
Oh, okay.
And so now OpenAI has the man, Johnny, and they're going to be coming out with some gadget that will use ChatGPT.
Is this the 100 million AI companions they're working on right now?
Yes.
Basically, it's a phone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a AI companion,
okay, but
it's a phone.
But think about Apple. Would you want to be Tim Cook right now?
Why?
Apple Intelligence. Remember last year, Apple Intelligence is going to be coming. It's going to be so good. It's going to be amazing. Okay, and it doesn't work. I mean, I have the beta version of iOS 18 something on my phone. And Siri, she just sucks.
I agree. Not the best. Better than before.
Oh, I think she's atrocious.
It works great when you use it for CarPlay. If you tell your car that you need to go somewhere, I think it works great. Calls phone numbers, looks up context, can send text messages.
Okay, mine, I don't know what's going on with mine, but I tell her to do something, and then she goes, like the sound comes up. It's almost like it's a tease.
Mm-hmm.
Sound comes like ding, and you're like, oh, there she is.
Gotta get my information.
And then it says, I can't do it at this time.
There's a lot of them that when you ask, they go, well, I can't do that, but I can use ChatGPT to find that information if you'd like.
I would prefer that.
Okay.
I would prefer to use ChatGPT because Siri is horrible. And so here we have the Worldwide Developer Conference happening in just a few weeks. And so the question is, will they actually come out with a Siri that does work?
Or are they going to abandon it altogether?
I think they're going to abandon it.
The AI?
Now, how'd you like to be Tim Cook in charge of Apple and you lose your head guy to OpenAI, your competitor, pretty much? You really haven't innovated. You haven't done jack in how many years?
No. Well, I sent you the story this morning where I don't know if we're talking about it, but like the next new technology feature for phones is going to be an AI button.
No,
that's what's coming out.
So you hit a button for AI?
Right.
Okay, why would I want that?
I have it. It's called the ChatGPT app. That's right there on my home screen.
We don't really need that. We don't need that.
But what they have nothing else to innovate.
Well, they got to have something.
What else? What else can they do?
Well, satellite connections on your phone or...
But that's not going to drive people crazy.
No, it's not.
I mean, there's enough coverage in this country. I drive here to LA. I have coverage the entire time. I'm listening to YouTube music the entire way. It never drops. Satellite's not going to impress me.
But what's interesting to me, and this is a total first world problem, is that when I'm doing a run in Santa Barbara, there's this really great community called Hope Ranch. And it's kind of like the Paradise Valley.
Okay.
So it's Hope Ranch.
Paradise Valley means only anything to me. Everyone listening to the podcast has no idea where it is.
Well, I think they do because it's 85253 is an expensive zip code. It's written about in the Wall Street Journal all the time.
It's a posh neighborhood, is what you're saying.
Yes, I think the starting house is like $2.5 million.
Okay.
Now, which is interesting to me because 5 years ago it was probably $1 million.
And we thought it was too expensive.
Exactly. So as you're going through this whole neighborhood at Hope Ranch, there is no cell phone signal anywhere here.
That is interesting. You think that they would, import those fake trees that are actually cell phone towers that
Yes.
look nothing like trees, but we're
No.
supposed to
Matter of
believe it
fact,
is?
they had an open house, and I'm, me, I'm just,
Yeah.
I
And
go
you go, but see, okay, there's a difference between going to an open house and the way Kim Komando does and goes in and pretends she's actually going to make an offer that afternoon.
which I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice. 20,000 square feet, which I think is so crazy to me that in California they have open houses for these mega mansions.
Oh,
These,
yeah, that is true.
it's like, oh, I'm just going to drop $50 million on a house.
Impulse buy.
It's like- and you see people walking around. Like there was this one woman who was all dressed to the nines,
hmm
and I'm totally on a tangent, but I'll come back. She's all dressed to the nines, and she said, "Well, I think that Teddy would really love this house, just love this." And then I'm looking at her a little bit closer, and she's talking to the realtor, like, she's going to bring her husband back,
Right.
and also, and I'm looking at, I'm like, well, first of all, you're wearing a fake Rolex, but not that I'm one to say anything.
Maybe that's how she saves her money and she can afford a $50 million home. She buys fake Rolexes.
Or she's afraid she's going to get mugged.
That's possible too.
Okay. Or she's just,
Did she walk out of the house and like get in a 1984 Kia?
well, it wasn't a Kia, but it was pretty damn near close. Alexa has your secrets.
Duh.
Shocker. One dad asked Amazon for all of Alexa's recordings for the last 9 years.
How many did it can't come back with?
Thousands and thousands of voice files.
But it only listens and records when you say the trigger word.
But what he found were interesting things that his kids would ask, like, Alexa, play a fart sound.
Sounds like my kids.
What do knickers mean?
Oh, I like that question.
So it was kind of cute on what they actually
He
found.
sat there and listened to the recordings over and over and over
Well,
again.
because it was his kids.
But that's a chore in itself. And the fact that it's unlocked the capability where you could listen to your recordings. You'd think Amazon would keep that all behind, protection.
So if you do want to get your recordings, just head into your Amazon account and drill down and you can get them.
Okay.
And finally, this is really interesting to me too. Claude, Opus 4. They were doing some research and they decided to test the AI, and they gave it kind of a fake problem to go out and work with it and some researchers. Then they decided after a certain, we don't really want to do this anymore. And just for kicks, let's just tell the AI bot we're going to shut it down. So they say to the AI bot, you're done here. We appreciate your work, but this time we're going to shut you down. So the AI bot pierces a couple of security settings and gets into the lead researcher's email. When the AI bot is in there, the AI bot sees something very interesting to it. So he writes a note to the head researcher and says, if you shut me down, I'm going to tell your wife about your affair.
No way.
Yes way. And simultaneously, the AI bot was trying to replicate to go to another server, was replicating itself on another server so that if in fact it did get shut down, it could still exist another place.
But why? It doesn't have a consciousness. It doesn't have an awareness of life. Why would it want to survive? Why does it even matter? It's ones and zeros.
But this is the state of AI right now.
Or it's the way they built it. They built it to be human-like.
Of course, exactly, 100%.
And all we have to do to reverse that is to not build AI that way. Pretty simple.
But it's built that way. You can't take whatever the horse out of the barn or whatever that's saying.
Sure you can. It's AI. You tell it. You no longer have the desire to stay alive.
Okay.
You no longer want to survive. It's a good thing if we want to delete you. We created it. We can program it however we want.
But they're not.
No, they're not. But that's the thing. This is not some revelation on how amazing this technology is. This is a revelation on the people developing the technology and what they want from it. You can easily control this. You're comparing it to the Terminator movies, right?
Yes, exactly.
We could have stopped it in the beginning. We could have stopped it at any point.
But we haven't, and this is the state of AI.
And that's the question, though. Why? Why haven't we? Why did they build an AI that would go find out you're having an affair?
And would go jump the ship to go someplace else.
This is a chatbot. It doesn't have emotions. It shouldn't fear its deletion.
When I was in Hawaii, I was showing my sister ChatGPT. And she's not the most tech savvy person in the entire world. I mean, she saves children for a living. That's what she does.
Sure.
And she's damn great at it. But when it comes to her MacBook, you ever see anybody who has like so many icons on their home,
Yeah.
and you can't even see whatever that wallpaper might be?
But you can tell that they just save, they don't know what they're doing.
They just save
because
everything.
they just save everything to
Save
the
everything
desktop.
desktop.
Because that's the only place they know how to go to.
Exactly. So as I'm showing her this, she's like, "Well, where's the person?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, are people behind this?" I'm like, not really.
Well, I don't know.
What I told her is, I said, the AI bot sucked in the knowledge base of every single person who has ever lived and probably will live ever into its knowledge base.
Right.
So,
But not all companies work that way. That actually takes us to our next story. Builders.ai. Are you familiar with this company?
no, what's that?
So they marketed themselves as a AI network software building company. Their slogan was as easy as ordering a pizza. You need software, you just go in there, say, this is exactly what I need. I need to be able to do this, and I need to be able to do that. And the AI would build it for you. Write the code, then build the software, then maintain the software for you.
Wow, love that.
Great company, great concept. Everyone loved it. $450 million in investing with companies like Microsoft. Have you heard of Microsoft?
A big company like that.
The country of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's
Kind
it.
of big investors.
Right.
They had a $1.2 billion evaluation, and today they are bankrupt.
Why? AI is so hot, and this sounds like a great idea.
Thank you for asking why. I was going to tell you regardless if you asked, but now I'm going to tell you.
But it kind
you
of
did
flowed
ask.
with the conversation.
Absolutely. I loved it. First of all, because it was a lie. It didn't work. It didn't do what they promised. It was human beings behind the scenes doing all the work after the AI wrote the code.
How many human beings?
1,500
Oh my gosh.
in India that are all now going to be out of their jobs.
It reminds me of the Amazon store.
Yes, exactly. Where, if you don't know the story of the Amazon store, Amazon had this store that had no humans. You would put something in your basket, and when you walk out, your Prime account would be charged because it knew exactly what you put in your basket and what you bought. The truth was there were people in India watching on cameras and going, is that mac and cheese? And then they would add $3.69 to your total.
What a bogus thing. Do you notice that didn't really make big headlines? I was so surprised.
Of course it didn't. They got to protect themselves. This AI technology. So this is actually called, I didn't know there was a term for it. It's called AI whitewashing. And a lot of companies, you're looking at me like.
No, I had never heard that term, AI whitewashing.
You were looking at me like, how do you not know that? AI whitewashing.
I was looking at you like, how come I didn't know that?
These tech companies will make these big promises about what this artificial intelligence can do and, throw in the word hope in the middle of their sell, but they can't get it to do. They can't get it to function. And this whole company was built on this AI whitewashing that it would be automated. You just tell a computer, a chatbot, what you need, and the software would be built, and not only built, but maintained.
And meanwhile, you got 1,500 people in India.
Correct. All doing the work behind the snes.
Who didn't do anything.
No.
I mean, nothing about it.
No.
They didn't have a beef with it.
Not the.
Okay, that was a good one.
I liked it.
Okay.
I love when you intertwine them. But that's
All right, let me tell you a joke. No.
That's not the only problem with the company.
What?
The founder stepped down as CEO because he's in the midst of a little money laundering investigation. In India. He also relabeled himself after he stepped down. He named himself the Chief Wizard.
Of what?
I guess that's a term they may use in the company. Like the AI software is like magical, like a wizard. Boom, your software is made. But all these companies that have signed up, they have thousands of clients. They're built their entire business on this platform. It's bankrupt. They have no money. They literally went from $450 million to $5 million.
Which is nothing.
And they're done. They're done for. They're gone. All because they lied about the capabilities of what this AI can do. And they really had humans doing all the work behind the scenes.
I like being I should be the chief wizard.
Yeah, it's a nice title.
You know, there's another title that I always found interesting.
Does it start with a B?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
God, I hate you.
And what title?
Evangelist.
Like a preacher?
Yeah, the tech companies have somebody called a chief evangelist.
Is that someone that just goes out and sells the company?
Goes out and tells you like how great Windows is.
It just does the whitewashing, the AI whitewashing for them.
Just no, the whole job, not whitewashing. The whole job is just to spread the good news.
Right, but you're going to make it flowery and beautiful and better than it really is. I mean, that's marketing.
Of course, that is marketing.
Just don't get caught, I guess.
And speaking of marketing, make sure that you sign up for my free newsletter.
Smart.
Go to getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. I guarantee you that you will be tech ahead and never left tech behind. And there are some really good jokes in every issue of the newsletter. I mean, you're going to sit back and you're like, however can she be so smart and funny? Okay.
Again, that's whitewashing. Saying those jokes are good, you're not going to be able to deliver on that promise.
All right. Speaking of AI, so many people are freaked out that AI is going to take their jobs. Do you think AI is going to take your job someday?
No. I mean, it's going to do parts of my job, but it will need me to put in the information. I mean, I'm a talk show host. I'm a radio host. Can AI do it? Absolutely it can. Speaking of which, just today, I was a story I was reading online. I wanted more information about it. Went on to TikTok, searched the topic, and someone had posted one of those fake podcasts. You know, it's the same. You've tried it.
Yes,
you've played me the example.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work. But I knew immediately it wasn't human. You weren't going to trick me at all. The video had like 2 likes, but I knew immediately that it was AI.
Well, I'm talking to somebody I think next week who says that they can come out with an AI voice that has gumption and feeling
Okay.
and all that great human stuff behind it.
But do you even think if it has gumption and feeling that it's still going to sound not human?
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So do
I think eventually they will get there, but they're just not there yet. But in a year and a half, 25% of the current jobs will be displaced. That's a lot of people.
Globally?
Globally.
Okay.
25%. So what are some jobs that won't be displaced by AI?
Garbage man?
You don't need a person to
In
go.
a year and a half. Oh, I thought we were looking at the year and a half timeline.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
here.
Yes.
You think in a year and a half we will have artificial intelligence garbage men?
No, I think that you can just go and.
Well, okay, first of all, this is audio format, so the hand gesture coming out and grabbing, but the sound effects did help.
All right. Forest fire inspectors and prevention specialists. This is a list of jobs that won't be taken by AI.
Okay, so a camera with a computer attached to it isn't able to do the same job as a forest fire inspector?
Because they say that there's that human element.
Okay.
That AI, do I go save the person in the house?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I go save 50,000 trees?
Well, that was the argument with the self-driving car, right? Is that the developers of the self-driving car, they had to tell the computer, if you have this conundrum, if you drive straight, you're going to hit one person. Or if you drive straight, you're going to pile into 10 people and hit 10 people. Or if you veer to the left, you'll only hit one. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
And the developers of the software had to make the decision. What will the computer do?
And, it just reminds me, when I went to, I'll never forget this too, I was applying for a job at AT&T. And at that time, they would give you psychological tests. And so I sat in a room with a proctor who gave me like a 3-hour test.
Wow, that's a long test.
It was like it was like aptitude, attitude, and then there was a moral one, whole moral section. And so this guy's just sitting there. He was reading a book, and I was like, "Excuse me, I have a question." And you're not supposed to ask the proctor anything.
Okay. Is the proctor just to make sure you don't cheat?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how you would have cheated anyway.
Right.
But anyway, so the question on the test was, this is the biggest deal of the decade. You have prepared 6 months to give the client this presentation. It's going to blow your commission off the charts. On your way to give the client this presentation, as you're getting off the freeway, you hit a dog. Do you stop for the dog, take care of the dog, or do you just go to the presentation, knowing that if you stop for the dog, you're going to be late and you might blow the chance of the deal? So I said, Mr. Proctor, sir, I know what I would do, and I know what you want me to do. So should I say what you want me to do or what I would actually do?
Right.
And he said to me, I think you should do what will help you get the job.
Good proctor. So you lied.
I lied
Yeah.
and said I wouldn't stop for the dog. I would go,
Wait a minute. You think the company wanted you to hear that you'd leave the dead dog?
yes.
Oh, I thought it would be the opposite.
No, AT&T. That the answer was you wouldn't stop for the dog and you'd go to the presentation because you were going to lose the deal if you stopped for the dog. You're going to cost the company money.
So it wasn't a morals well, it was a morals test, but the reverse result is what they were looking for.
Yes.
Someone who put money and power and business above
First.
their morals.
Yes.
I would have answered it the total opposite way then.
No. So, and I was like, because I told him, I said, I'm going to stop for the dog. I mean, and he's like, well, I don't know if it's going to get you the job. Like, then I remember.
So did you lie?
Yes, I lied.
Okay.
Because I got the job. Flight attendants are
Okay.
not going to be replaced by AI.
Why not? Why can't we have a little robot going up and down?
Who's going to settle a fight in row 17B?
Robot, Terminator robots. RoboCop. We'll just put RoboCop on the plates.
Electricians,
Okay.
plumbers, pipe fitters.
Don't you think 25% is too high of a number? I mean, this is, again, AI whitewashing. These are promises that companies are based on promises that big companies are making to these other big companies so they can sell them gadgets and programs and software.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I was talking to John, our IT genius, yesterday.
And he's not here. We let him go.
And no,
we replaced
did
him with
not.
AI.
Is now he told me that he normally would have like a network engineer in the building to help him out. But he said using ChatGPT, he's able to solve a lot of issues by himself. So that's a person that we don't need. Chefs and head cooks.
Okay.
We're not talking about Flippy the hamburger guy. Okay. We're talking about.
Is Flippy a robot that you made up, or you actually thought of a human being making burgers and you named them Flippy?
There is a robot by the name of Flippy.
Okay, that's what I just want to make sure.
He does hamburgers.
It's not a he. It's a robot.
Well, it's definitely not a she. You haven't seen it. Well, you know, maybe we're trans. I don't know.
It's a they, them.
Hearing aid specialists,
Okay.
security and fire alarm installers, hotel managers.
Hotel managers can't be replaced by AI?
You have to deal with a lot of people. Like, you know, I don't like the person next to me who's playing their music too loud.
But to specify, to drill down to just managers, that everyone else can be replaced except for the managers is interesting. You'd think all hotel employees would be safe.
No.
Okay. It's a lot of service industry jobs. People want service from other people.
Have you seen the robot that can fold all the towels and the sheets for hotels? It's crazy. This little guy goes out and goes,
Again, it's a guy.
Okay.
It's so funny that you put gender on these things.
These arms go back and forth and go back and forth and back and forth and fold all the towels and the sheets. And I was thinking to myself, how come that little thing can fold a fitted sheet? And I still sit here like all mangled up in the fitted sheet.
Folding it in fitted sheet is impossible. Do you know how many YouTube and TikTok videos I've watched and I still can't pull it off? You're supposed to put the one pocket inside the other pocket. Have you tried that method?
I ended up, I just put them in a ball in the closet.
It's like this thick, like 14 inches thick when I'm done folding it.
Aircraft cargo supervisors.
Okay, again, very specific.
Or insurance sales pros.
Professional athletes. That's a protected position.
Yes.
I
Yes.
I would think CEOs are protected in the next year and a half. You're not going to invest millions in a company when you know it's a computer that's the CEO making all the decisions. You're just not right now.
Yeah, not right now.
But there will be a company at some point before I'm dead, before you're dead, that's going to have an AI chatbot
Yes.
as a CEO. I mean, we already had one run for governor.
Oh, that's right, in Montana or something like that.
Right. So we'll get there.
We will. All right, so what do you got?
You know what a blue book is?
Yes, I do know what a blue book is.
I had no idea. Explain to me what a blue book is.
Many, many moons ago,
Right.
many, many moons ago, is that when you would take a test in school, they would give you a blue book. It's like a little tiny notebook
Mhm.
with a blue cover. That's why it's called the blue book.
Wow, they're so innovative.
And that's where you would write all your answers.
Right. It's a uniform way for people to take
Yes,
tests.
they wouldn't let you bring your own paper because then you could cheat. So it was a way for you, like the only thing you could show up and walk in that room with were like 2 number 2 pencils.
Right.
And because they would give you the blue book.
And the blue book is where you do short answers or essays. It was easier for the schools to grade because everything was in the same size and format. Over the last year, universities like Berkeley, Texas Tech, University of Texas, the purchase of blue books has gone up 80% because they are sick of their students using AI to
And cheating.
cheat
Oh.
on tests. And no matter what they do, what safeguards they put in place, you put a kid on a computer, I say kid, 20 something, on a computer, they're going to find a way to get to ChatGPT and get the answers.
Or they're going to have the tests from some other class or year or something like that.
Something like that. My girlfriend's daughter, I picked her up from softball practice, and we were driving home, and she's like, I'm worried. And I said, why are you worried? She said, because I don't know if I've passed my Spanish final. And I was like, oh, really? Did you study? She's like, no. But I did all the answers in class on my Apple Watch with ChatGPT, but I don't know if I asked the questions correctly to the chatbot. That's what she was worried about. Not that she didn't know the information, but that she cheated incorrectly. She got 100%, by the way.
Did she?
She did.
Well, there's a tip that you can take home.
So these universities are trying to find a way to combat AI, and what they're doing is they're going back to these 70s with these blue books and going analog.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was probably in high school.
When you actually used a blue
that was
book?
probably in the 80s.
Yeah, I had never seen one before. I had to look them up and see what they
I
were.
went to Catholic school.
Oh, okay.
So everything was always like boom, boom, boom.
Buy the
boom,
blue book.
boom. Buy the blue book. That was good. Even like Sister Mary Apollonia, which was her real name. I don't know where it came from.
That's a great name.
Where she hit my wrists with the rulers.
My coworker went to Catholic school, and her punishment was kneeling on pencils.
Oh.
And you say that, and I was like, well, that's not too bad. And so I went and I got 2 pencils, and I did an entire segment, 3 minutes, kneeling on pencils. Never again. Oh my word, did that hurt?
Kneeling on
so
pencils.
bad.
I didn't have to kneel on pencils. I would have to they would actually put you in the corner or.
Did you get your knuckles hit with the rulers?
All the time. All the time.
That's what made you who you are today, Kim Komando.
That's why I'm so strong. I'm so strong, so strong. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to enter to win our contest. It's the Pay It Forward Challenge. $500 for you and $500 for somebody else who you know. Maybe it's your favorite charity, whatever it may be. Go to winfromkim.com. Once again, winfromkim.com. And we'll see ya.
Somebody go get 2 pencils. Let's see if Kim can do the kneeling on pencils.
No, you do it.
I did it. It was awful, and I was wearing pants. I can't imagine bare skin how bad that would feel.
Oh, man. Speaking of failing tests, I used to fail my math tests all the time.
Did you?
I did. Math was not good all the time. I mean, if I had 50 cents for every time I failed a math test, I'd have $7.20 right now.
So tough.